Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Marcus, here with my friend Elena.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited for today's episode. We have something really practical for you.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk about how to describe your day in English, step by step, using simple sentences that you can use immediately.
Yes, talking about your day is something you do every single day, and it's one of the best ways to practice English. And don't forget, if you enjoy this episode, subscribe to TalkFlow English and give us a like. It really helps us make more helpful content for you.
Exactly. So, let's start with the morning. How do we talk about our morning routines? It's simple. You can start with sentences like, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I brush my teeth in the morning.
And you can add more details, like I wash my face and drink a cup of coffee. Even small details make your sentences longer and more natural.
Absolutely. And don't forget verbs and time expressions. I get dressed at 7:30, or I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock. These are very common sentences you can use every day.
Let's practice a few together. I'll say the first one and you repeat after me. I wake up at 7 o'clock.
I wake up at 7 o'clock.
I brush my teeth in the morning.
I brush my teeth in the morning.
Perfect! Repeating sentences like this helps you memorize them and use them naturally later.
And you can also talk about where you are in the morning. For example, I am in the kitchen, or I am in my bedroom. These simple sentences give you practice with location words.
Yes, and if you want, you can also describe what you see. I see a cup on the table, or I see a book on my desk. This is a fun way to practice vocabulary you already know.
Another tip is to talk about your feelings in the morning. You can say, I feel happy because it's a sunny day, or I feel tired because I woke up early.
Feelings are very useful in daily conversation. People often ask, how are you? And now you can answer naturally. I feel good, or I feel excited today.
Right. And if you want to practice speaking alone, you can look around your room and describe your morning. I wake up at 7, I brush my teeth, I drink water, I feel happy. It's simple, but very effective.
And don't forget, you can also write your morning routine. Write a few sentences in your notebook. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I eat breakfast. I brush my teeth. I go to work.
Writing reinforces your memory. And if you do it every day, soon you will be able to speak fluently about your mornings without thinking too much.
Another tip is to add small details. For example, I eat toast with butter and drink coffee. Or I brush my teeth with a blue toothbrush. Little details make your English more natural.
Yes, and if you want to, you can also start asking questions. For example, what do you eat for breakfast? Or do you wake up early? This is how you start small conversations in English.
Exactly. And now that we practice the morning, we can also talk about getting ready to leave the house. I put on my shoes. I take my bag. I leave my house at 8 o'clock. These are very practical sentences for everyday life.
And you can describe how you go to work or school. I go to work by bus, or I walk to school. You can also add details like, I listen to music while I walk, or I read a book on the bus.
That's great practice because it combines verbs, time, and daily activities. And it's also very realistic. You can actually use these sentences every day.
So, today we covered the morning routine and getting ready. You can practice these sentences out loud or write them down. It's a small step, but it's very effective for beginners.
And remember, you can also change the sentences to fit your day. I wake up at 6 o'clock, or I eat cereal for breakfast. Small changes make the practice more fun and personal.
That's right. And if you do this every day, soon you will feel much more confident describing your morning in English.
So everyone, start with simple sentences about your morning, repeat them, write them down, and you will already see improvement in your English.
Next, we'll explore the afternoon activities and show you how to describe your entire day naturally in English.
Now that we've practiced the morning, let's talk about the afternoon. This is the part of the day when most people go to work, school, or run errands.
That's right. And the afternoon is great for practicing English because there are so many simple activities you can describe. For example, I eat lunch at 12 o'clock, or I have a sandwich for lunch.
You can also add details about the place. I eat lunch in the kitchen, or I eat lunch at the office. These sentences are simple but help you describe your environment.
And don't forget time expressions. You can say, after lunch, I go to work, or I go to school in the afternoon. Time expressions like after, before, and then help your sentences flow naturally.
Exactly. Let's practice a few sentences together. I'll say one and you repeat. I eat lunch at 12 o'clock.
I eat lunch at 12 o'clock.
After lunch, I go to work.
After lunch, I go to work.
Perfect. And if you want, you can also describe what you do at work or school. I answer emails, I write a report, or I study English with my teacher.
Yes, and don't forget about short breaks. You can say, I drink coffee at 3 o'clock, or I take a short walk in the afternoon. These are very common sentences for everyday life.
And you can also describe how you feel during the afternoon. I feel tired after lunch, or I feel happy because I met my friend. Adding feelings makes your English more natural.
Another tip is to combine activities and feelings. For example, I eat lunch and feel relaxed. Or, I study English and feel excited. This way your sentences become more interesting.
And if you want, you can ask questions about the afternoon too. What do you usually do after lunch? Or do you take a short break? Asking questions is a good way to practice conversation.
Right, and describing your afternoon routine helps you get comfortable with the past tense too. For example, I ate lunch at 12 o'clock, or I walked to the office. These are very useful for daily conversation.
Yes, and you can also talk about your hobbies or activities in the afternoon. I play football with my friends, I read a book, or I watch a short video in English. These are easy sentences and fun to practice.
And if you're practicing alone, you can look around your room or office and describe what you do. I am at my desk. I write notes. I read a book. Simple sentences like this are very effective.
Another good idea is to add time details. I read a book from 2 to 3 o'clock, or I study English from 3 to 4. This helps you practice expressing time in English naturally.
And don't forget connecting words. Words like and, then, and after that make your sentences flow better. For example, I eat lunch and then I take a short walk.
Exactly. And when you describe your afternoon, you can also include people. I meet my colleague at the office, or I see my friends at school. This helps you practice using pronouns and names in English.
Another tip is to describe your meals or snacks. For example, I eat a sandwich and drink juice. Or I have an apple in the afternoon. Food is a simple topic but very useful in daily conversation.
And you can also describe how you travel. I walk to the supermarket, I take the bus home, or I ride my bike in the afternoon. Travel verbs are common and practical.
Let's not forget adjectives. You can say, the weather is sunny in the afternoon. Or, I feel tired but happy. Adjectives make your sentences richer.
And if you want to practice writing, you can write a few sentences about your afternoon. I eat lunch at 12 o'clock. I go to work. I take a short walk. I feel happy. Writing every day helps your English improve quickly.
Yes, and the more details you add, the better. I drink coffee at 3 o'clock. I read a book. The book is interesting. I feel excited. These small sentences add up over time.
And don't forget, practicing speaking and writing together is very powerful. Speak the sentences first, then write them down, repeat every day, and soon your English will feel much more natural.
So today we focused on the afternoon. Lunch, work, hobbies, travel, and feelings. Practice these sentences out loud, write them down, and soon you can describe your whole afternoon in English confidently.
That's right. Next, we'll continue with the evening routine and show you how to talk about dinner, relaxation, and bedtime in English. Now that we've talked about the afternoon, let's move on to the evening. The evening is the time when most people finish work or school and start relaxing at home.
That's right. And the evening is a perfect time to practice English because you can describe simple activities like I cook dinner, I watch a TV show, or I read a book.
Exactly. And it's useful to add time expressions here, too. For example, at 6 o'clock, I start cooking dinner. Or after dinner, I watch a short video.
And don't forget about feelings. You can say, I feel tired after a busy day, or I feel happy because I finished my work. Talking about feelings makes your English sound natural and human.
Yes, and you can also describe where you are. I am in the kitchen, I am in the living room, or I am in my bedroom. These small sentences help you practice using prepositions correctly.
Another idea is to combine actions and time. I finish work at 5 o'clock, and then I cook dinner at 6. Combining actions like this helps you build longer sentences.
And for speaking practice, you can describe your evening routine aloud. I cook dinner, I eat dinner, I wash the dishes, I sit on the sofa. Short, simple sentences are very effective.
If you want, you can also ask questions about the evening. What do you usually do in the evening? Or do you watch TV after dinner? Asking questions helps you practice conversation skills.
And don't forget about hobbies. I read a book, I play a game, or I practice English for 15 minutes. Evening is a great time for hobbies because you can relax and focus.
And you can also describe who you are with. I eat dinner with my family. I talk with my friend online. Or I watch a movie with my brother. Practicing sentences with people in them is useful for daily conversations.
Another tip is to describe meals. I eat rice and vegetables for dinner, or I have soup and bread. Food is an easy topic and helps you learn new vocabulary naturally.
And don't forget about adjectives. The soup is hot. The bread is fresh. Or the movie is interesting. Adjectives make your sentences richer and more descriptive.
And if you want to practice writing, you can write a few sentences about your evening. I cook dinner, I eat dinner, I wash the dishes, I sit on the sofa. Writing every day helps improve your English fast.
You can also combine actions and feelings. I watch a movie and feel relaxed. Or I read a book and feel excited. This adds variety to your sentences.
And don't forget connectors like and, then, and after that. For example, I finish work and then I cook dinner. After that, I watch a short video. This makes your English flow naturally.
Another great idea is to practice talking about evening routines with your family or friends. My sister cooks dinner, my brother sets the table, we eat together. This helps you practice real-life conversations.
And for solo practice, you can describe everything you do in the evening. I brush my teeth, I read a book, I drink water, I sit on the sofa. These simple sentences are very effective for learning.
You can also practice using the present continuous. I am cooking dinner, I am watching TV, or I am reading a book. The present continuous is very useful for talking about what is happening right now.
And don't forget time words like first, then, next, and finally. You can say, first, I cook dinner. Then, I eat. Next, I wash the dishes. Finally, I relax on the sofa. This is a very natural way to describe your routine.
And remember, evenings are also a good time for short exercises. I do 10 push-ups, or I take a short walk. These sentences are simple, but useful for practicing English while talking about daily life.
Yes, and you can also talk about entertainment. I watch a movie, I listen to music, or I play a game. Entertainment is fun to describe and very practical for conversation.
And describing your evening helps you practice past tense, too. Yesterday, I cooked dinner at 6 o'clock. I watched a movie. I read a book. These are simple past sentences and very useful for beginners.
So the evening routine includes cooking, eating, relaxing, hobbies, entertainment, exercise, and spending time with family or friends. Practicing these sentences every day will make you confident in English.
Yes, and by combining actions, feelings, people, and time expressions, you can describe your evening completely and naturally.
And writing a few sentences about your evening every day will strengthen your English. Even 5 minutes a day makes a big difference.
That's right. The more you describe your day, from morning to evening, the better your English will become.
So after practicing the afternoon and evening, you're ready to describe your full day in English. You just need simple sentences, feelings, time, people, and actions.
And the next step is to practice nighttime and bedtime routines so you can describe your day completely.
Now that we've talked about the evening, let's move on to nighttime. Nighttime is when most people start getting ready for bed and winding down after a busy day.
That's right. And talking about your nighttime routine in English is very useful because it helps you describe your full day and practice different vocabulary words.
Yes, for example, you can say simple sentences like, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, or I change into pajamas. These small sentences are perfect for beginners.
And you can add time expressions. At 9 o'clock, I brush my teeth. Or at 9:30, I take a shower. Using time makes your sentences more complete and natural.
Don't forget feelings. You can say, I feel tired, I feel relaxed, or I feel sleepy. Talking about how you feel is important in English because it makes your sentences more expressive.
Another idea is to describe where you are. I am in the bathroom. I am in my bedroom. Or I am in the living room. Prepositions and locations are easy to practice this way.
And you can combine actions and time. I take a shower at 9:30 and then I brush my teeth. Combining actions helps you build longer sentences naturally.
For speaking practice, try describing your whole nighttime routine aloud. I finish my work. I take a shower. I brush my teeth. I change into pajamas. I read a book. I go to bed. Short, simple sentences are very effective for beginners.
And you can also ask questions about bedtime routines. What do you usually do before bed? Or do you read a book before sleeping? Asking questions is great for practicing conversation skills.
And don't forget hobbies at night. I read a book, I listen to music, or I practice English for 10 minutes. Nighttime is a good opportunity for hobbies because you are usually relaxed.
Yes, and you can describe who you are with. I talk to my family, I call my friend, or I watch a movie with my sister. Using people and sentences makes your English more realistic.
Another tip is to describe your bedroom or surroundings. My bed is comfortable, the lamp is on, or the room is quiet. Adjectives make your sentences richer and more descriptive.
And if you want to practice writing, write a few sentences about your nighttime routine. I take a shower, I brush my teeth, I change into pajamas, I read a book, I feel sleepy. Writing daily helps your English improve fast.
You could also combine actions and feelings. I read a book and feel relaxed, or I listen to music and feel happy. This makes your English more expressive and natural.
Don't forget connectors like and, then, and after that. I finish work, then I take a shower. After that, I brush my teeth. Connectors make your English flow more smoothly.
Nighttime is also a good time to practice simple exercises. I do a few stretches, or I walk around my room. Talking about exercises adds variety to your sentences.
And you can talk about bedtime entertainment. I read a story, I watch a short video, or I listen to music. Entertainment is practical and fun to describe.
And describing your nighttime routine helps you practice past tense too. Yesterday, I brushed my teeth at 9. I read a book and went to bed at 10. Simple past sentences are very useful for beginners.
So, your nighttime routine may include showering, brushing teeth, changing clothes, hobbies, relaxing, and spending time with family or friends. Practicing these sentences every day will make you confident in English.
Yes, and by combining actions, feelings, people, places, and time, you can describe your night completely and naturally.
Writing a few sentences about your night every day strengthens your English. Even 5 minutes a day is enough to make progress.
That's right. Practicing morning, afternoon, evening, and nighttime routines gives you the ability to talk about your full day with confidence.
And as a final tip, try thinking in English as you go through your night. I am brushing my teeth. I am reading my book. I am turning off the lights. Thinking in English makes speaking easier.
Nighttime practice is simple, fun, and effective. The more you describe your day, the more natural your English becomes.
And remember, all small sentences, actions, and thoughts you describe in English build your vocabulary and confidence. Nighttime is the perfect opportunity to reinforce your learning.
That's it for nighttime. By now, you should feel ready to describe your whole day in English, from morning to night.
And the next focus will be reviewing your day and planning tomorrow, which will help with fluency and sentence variety.
Now that we've talked about morning, afternoon, evening, and nighttime routines, let's focus on another important part, reviewing your day.
Yes, reflecting on your day is not only good for organization, but also excellent for practicing English. You can describe what you did, how you felt, and what you want to improve.
For example, you can say, "Today I woke up at 7. I had breakfast. I went to work. I felt happy because I completed my tasks." Short, simple sentences like this are perfect for beginners.
And don't forget connectors. After breakfast, I went to work. Then, I met my friend for lunch. After that, I returned home. Using words like then and after that makes your sentences more natural.
Another tip is to describe your feelings. I felt tired in the afternoon, but I was happy in the evening. Using adjectives like tired, happy, relaxed, or excited adds more variety to your sentences.
You can also talk about what you learned. Today, I learned 5 new English words, or I learned how to cook a new recipe. Talking about learning reinforces vocabulary and makes your English practical.
And describing people you met is very useful. I met my colleague Sarah. She is very friendly. We talked about work and shared ideas. This way, you practice speaking about relationships and social interactions.
Yes, and you can also describe places you visited. I went to the park. It was sunny. The birds were singing. Describing surroundings improves your vocabulary for everyday life.
Another idea is to combine actions, feelings, and time. At 3 o'clock, I felt tired, so I took a short walk. After that, I felt relaxed. This type of sentence is longer, but still simple and effective for fluency.
And if you want to practice writing, you can keep a small diary in English. Just write a few sentences about your day. I woke up at 7, I ate breakfast, I worked for 3 hours, I felt happy. I went to bed at 10. Simple sentences, but very powerful for learning.
You can also practice questions and answers with yourself. What did I do today? Who did I meet? How did I feel? Asking and answering questions builds conversational skills naturally.
And another tip is to use past tense. I woke up, I ate, I went, I felt. Practicing past tense every day strengthens your grammar and makes talking about your day much easier.
And don't forget planning for tomorrow. You can say, "Tomorrow I will wake up at 7. I will go for a walk. I will eat breakfast. I will practice English." Using will for future plans is simple and very useful.
Yes, combining reviewing today and planning tomorrow gives you the ability to describe past, present, and future events. This makes your English more complete.
You can also talk about priorities. Tomorrow I will clean my room. Then I will study English. After that, I will cook dinner. Prioritizing actions helps you practice sequencing words and connectors.
Another helpful tip is to reflect on mistakes. Today, I made a mistake in English. I will try to remember the correct sentence tomorrow. Reflecting and correcting is an important part of learning.
And don't forget to review new vocabulary. Today, I learned the words happy, tired, relaxed, breakfast, and walk. I will use them tomorrow. Reviewing words helps move them from short-term to long-term memory.
Yes, small sentences like these every day are more effective than trying to memorize long lists of words. Consistency is key.
You can also talk about habits. Today, I practiced English for 10 minutes. I drank water 3 times. I exercised for 30 minutes. Talking about habits improves fluency and vocabulary for everyday routines.
And you can mix routines with feelings and opinions. I exercised in the morning. It was hard, but I felt good afterward. Combining actions, feelings, and opinions gives your English depth.
Another practice is asking yourself questions about tomorrow. What will I do tomorrow? Who will I meet? What new word will I learn? Asking questions helps you think in English.
Yes, and answering them immediately strengthens both speaking and thinking in English. Tomorrow, I will wake up at 7. I will go to the gym. I will learn one new word. Short, clear answers are perfect.
Remember, the goal is not to speak perfectly, but to practice every day. Reviewing today and planning tomorrow takes just a few minutes but has a big impact.
And the more you describe, the more natural your English becomes. You will start thinking in English, not translating from your language.
Exactly. And small daily practice makes learning consistent and fun. Writing a few sentences, speaking them aloud, or even thinking about them silently helps a lot.
So, reviewing your day and planning for tomorrow gives you past, present, and future vocabulary, connects your actions, feelings, people, and places, and makes your English complete.
This is a very effective daily practice, and even if you only spend 5 minutes reviewing your day and planning tomorrow, it is extremely beneficial.
Yes, consistency and repetition are the real keys. Every day you review, reflect, and plan, your English grows stronger and more confident.
Now, after reviewing your day and planning for tomorrow, we can move on to weekly routines and special events, which give you more variety in your English practice.
That's right. Talking about your week allows you to use more vocabulary, more time expressions, and more actions, which we'll explore next.
Let's continue with weekly routines. While daily routines are great for practicing every day, talking about your week helps you use more vocabulary and express yourself more fully.
Exactly. You can say things like, on Monday, I go to the supermarket. On Wednesday, I visit my friend. On Friday, I cook dinner for my family. It's simple, but it helps you practice time expressions, days of the week, and action verbs.
And don't forget the importance of special events. These can be birthdays, holidays, or even small personal achievements. You can describe them using past, present, and future tenses.
Yes, like last Saturday, I went to a birthday party. I danced and ate cake. It was very fun. Next Sunday, I will visit my grandmother. I will help her cook. You're practicing 3 tenses in one conversation.
Another tip is to add details and feelings, saying, I felt happy or I was excited to meet my friends. Makes your English sound natural. Listeners immediately understand not just what happened, but how you felt.
And you can practice asking questions about weekly routines too. For example, what do you usually do on Tuesdays? Or do you often go to the gym on weekends? This builds both speaking and listening skills.
Special events are also a great way to learn new vocabulary. Think about food, decorations, clothing, and activities. You can say, we wore new clothes. There was music and dancing. We ate pizza and cake. Each sentence adds a new word or phrase.
And don't forget planning future events. Talking about what you will do next week or next month is a perfect way to practice the future tense, naturally. Next Friday, I will watch a movie. Next Sunday, I will clean my room.
Exactly. And when you describe these routines and events in English, you're also practicing fluency and sentence structure. The more you describe, the easier it becomes to speak without translating from your native language.
One tip I always recommend is to write a simple weekly diary. You can write one sentence about each day, plus one sentence about special events. After a few weeks, you'll see your English improving.
And even better, you can speak it out loud. Don't just write. Reading your diary aloud helps your pronunciation and gives you confidence speaking English naturally.
Also, combining routines with special events allows you to connect sentences smoothly. You can use words like then, after that, next, because, and so. For example, on Monday, I studied English. Then I went to the park because the weather was nice.
That's right. You're learning connectors, sequencing, and reasoning all in one simple story.
And don't forget expressing opinions about your week and events. I enjoyed cooking on Wednesday. I was tired on Thursday. I am excited for the weekend. This builds a natural flow in conversation.
Now, let's talk about review and wrap up. Review what you did this week, the words you learned, and the events you experienced. Even a short summary helps your memory and reinforces your learning.
For example, this week, I practiced English every day. I went shopping, visited friends, and watched a short movie. I learned 10 new words and tried to speak more sentences. It's simple, but effective.
And reflection is key. Think about what was easy, what was challenging, and what you want to improve next week. Writing or speaking a short reflection helps you track progress and stay motivated.
Yes, small steps and reflection go hand in hand. The combination of daily practice, weekly routines, special events, and reflections builds a solid foundation in English.
And remember, don't worry about mistakes. Every sentence you speak or write is a step forward. Mistakes are part of learning, not something to fear.
Exactly. Focus on communication, consistency, and enjoyment. Make English part of your life, like brushing your teeth or having breakfast.
So your weekly routine practice can include daily descriptions, special events, future plans, reflections, and using connectors. Over time, all these small practices lead to fluent and confident English.
That's a great summary. By combining small daily steps with weekly routines and special events, you naturally improve your English without stress.
And the key takeaway is consistency and real-life practice. Talk about your day, your week, your plans, and your feelings. Speak, write, read, and listen in English every day.
Yes, and have fun with it. Choose topics you like, describe things that excite you, and share your experiences in English. It becomes part of who you are and how you think.
Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember, every small step counts. Over time, your English becomes natural, confident, and fluent.
That's right. With daily routines, weekly routines, special events, and reflections, you'll see improvement faster than you expect.
And with that, your week in English is complete. Keep talking, keep thinking in English, and keep enjoying your learning journey.
Exactly. Your English grows every day, and it all starts with small, consistent steps. You're building fluency, confidence, and skills that last a lifetime.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. We covered so much: daily routines, weekly routines, special events, reflections, and practical tips to use English every day.
Yes, and remember, it's not about perfection. It's about consistency, small steps, and enjoying the process. Each sentence you speak, each word you learn, it all adds up.
Keep practicing, talk about your day, your week, and your plans. Speak, write, read, and listen in English every day.
And don't forget to have fun. Choose topics you like, describe things that excite you, and share your experiences in English. It makes learning effortless and enjoyable.
If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing to TalkFlow English and give us a like. It really helps us create more content like this.
And we'd love to hear from you. Share one small thing you'll do this week to practice your English in the comments. Your ideas might inspire others, too.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember, every small step brings you closer to fluency.
That's right. Your English journey is happening every day, one small step at a time.
Until next time, keep talking, keep thinking, and keep enjoying English.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Happy learning.